If you're having paranormal issues, contact us at mwghosthunters.com. From the files of the Midwest Ghost Hunters.
All right, Midwest Ghost Hunters site investigation, recorder 1.
Oh, Dustin, right there. Something just moved behind you.
Yes, it did.
What the was that?
What happened?
Something touched my ear, man.
What's that?
This is Dark Matter with Midwest Ghost Hunters.
We're back at Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri, and we're continuing our rundown of some EVPs that we've caught here at the castle over the past several years that we've been here. We were gone. We ended up being gone
for a while,
a little longer than we thought. We staggered the podcast out so it wouldn't seem like we were gone, but we were gone because Are we talking about? What are we talking about? Are we talking about him, or is that? I
don't know. Do you want to keep
Are we violating HIPAA?
Yourself?
I don't give a shit.
Well, the reason we were gone is because Tyler
almost died.
Tyler
he was sick. He was really
died.
sick.
I thought he was dying.
I thought I was dying. I was afraid of it for a bit.
But Ty was in the hospital. It was just a fucking mess.
Still don't know. Still waiting on the results of the old spinal tap.
Yeah,
He got his spine tapped.
He got spinal tap and IVs and all kinds of shit because of what they think may be a tick-borne, I don't know, like a Lyme disease alpha-gal type thing or something. But you were sick as fuck. Mm-hmm. And I remember when it was so weird because I can't remember who texted me and told me, that they're thinking it might be a tick-borne illness. And I remember sitting there looking at my phone thinking to myself, it seems awfully fucking early for there to be ticks. And as I thought that, there's a goddamn tick crawling up my leg.
That's weird.
Well, I mean, goddamn, they can really. I work with a lot of people who have alpha gal. I work with one who wore a leather belt and ended up going into the shock or whatever the fuck they get from contact of her skin with that goddamn leather belt due to the alpha gal thing.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
I don't think that's what it is, but
That's what I was worried it was.
Really terrifying to have something really, really wrong with you, and a rock star doctor is unable to figure out what's wrong with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were like the updates I was getting were like, he's not doing well.
He's losing color. He's
yeah.
not. I remember Mom, who's a nurse, at one point messaged me and said he does not look good, and he's what's the word?
Yeah, disoriented.
Disoriented. Yeah, he's not cognitive is a good one. Yeah, like he's not himself. And when Mom started to get worried, that's when I started to get worried because I've never seen her be worried about medical stuff.
Right, and that's why we were ended up being gone for longer than we had planned. And you still have that shit pop up.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had
Sweating
it pop up
and
before I came here this morning.
Hopefully they'll figure that out. But last time we were here, we were talking about EVPs we caught here at the castle over the years. We played a few that we caught when we investigated here. Some of the ones that we've caught when we've been podcasting. We've got a few left that we haven't played that we ran across.
And then we're just going to play some random ones, right? Like we've got some from other investigations.
We've got all kinds of shit here we could run through. But we do have these EVPs that we're gonna play.
Some are from the podcast. Some could be from an investigation.
Go ahead, John.
It almost came across like you were trying to describe last week, like
another possible Tyler. Okay, let's try it again.
It almost came across like you were trying to describe last week, like
I want to hear. Do you hear it? Mm-mm. Let me try it again.
It almost came across like you were trying to describe last week, like.
Yeah, I heard it. I did hear it that
distant.
time.
Very distant.
Let's go ahead and roll the next one here.
Or a sink analogy.
Yes.
It's just.
Is that?
I don't know. What's it say?
It says Boots on Chris's mic.
The what we call the Mr. Boots voice, and he's talking behind you.
Okay.
It's while you're talking. So.
Let's try it. Let's try it again.
Or a sink analogy.
Yes.
It's just.
That is so close to the microphone.
Could be one of us. It's another
Is there
voice.
something? Oh, there's something else. Okay, let me just do it one more time.
Or a sink analogy.
Yes.
It's just.
I can't hear anything.
I'm hyper focused on
I hear it, but
now this one says I got touched. What is that? Is that from the?
This is the one when you got touched. That's
over there.
I didn't really hear anything other than that you get touched.
Okay, well let's try that. Just touch me on the side of the
Okay, something just touched Chris.
That was the only time I've ever had that happen. That's the only time I've ever had that happen. Not just here, I mean ever.
You can hear his headphones coming off as he's spilling out of the chair.
They get thrown off that head pretty quick.
So that was I remember that shit well. That was at the room across the way when we podcasted over there. Yeah, I didn't like that. I mean, I know some of these people go out on these investigations and they're wanting to get touched, and I am not one of those motherfuckers. I didn't like that. Let's roll on to the next one here. Yeah, I hear a response.
Yeah,
I can't tell what it is.
I think it says.
It's very faint.
And there was okay.
It says, I tell you.
Yeah, I heard it. I mean, did you hear what we were focusing on there?
Do it again.
Okay, let's do it again. Yeah, I hear a response. Yeah, I can't tell what it is.
I think it says.
It's very faint.
And there was
it's that weird whisper right behind us there.
Some of these are, I can't tell. I guess they're all from the castle. I shouldn't spend time focusing on whether it was an investigation or a podcast, but for some reason I am. Let's go ahead. Let's try this one. This was caught over in the fireplace room that's right behind us. I heard something there.
I didn't hear anything.
Let's try it again. Oh, so this one is called Hello, and that is what it sounded like to me. You got to listen real close. I don't know if the people on the podcast end, man, without headphones, that one's going to be tough for you to pick up on. But I did hear it there. Let's do another one.
We never could find the source of that audio
that would have made that sound.
There was a basket of toys.
Yeah, I know.
And we went through them one by one, trying to make that.
The fuck?
Your face.
What does it say?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Let's. Do we want to play it again? All right, let's play it again.
We never could find the source of that audio
that would have made that sound.
There was a basket of toys.
Yeah, I know.
And we went through them one by one, trying to make that.
the what there at the end is not paranormal. That's somebody else's. But what does it say? What does the file say? Because
the male voice says 1.
Okay, all right,
is what it says.
All right,
you want to try it again?
Listening.
Find any.
We never could find the source of that audio
that would have made that sound.
There was a basket of toys.
Yeah, I know.
And we went through them one by one, trying to.
Yeah, there's an extra one that says 1.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't tell. I hear it. I just can't tell. I can't tell what the fuck it is. Okay, you want me to tell you the title of this one?
Yeah.
This time. Okay, I don't even need to. Go ahead. Big. It's like a fridge. But Tyler got in the basement. I just heard something.
I did too.
I heard something too.
I didn't hear.
I heard like a man, right?
Yeah.
This is the really big.
Which I still swear to God, that sounds just like Dustin.
It can't be Dustin.
It does.
So, and the only where I'm going to play it again, but I want to say this, because what we're talking about here is that damn, what was that? A AC unit?
Oh, the AC unit, yeah.
And that we moved down in the basement here for Tamara. You weren't even here.
No, that's what I mean.
You wouldn't have even known how big it fucking was.
I missed that whole question.
So for you to jump in and say really big, that would have been stolen valor.
Yeah, I didn't know. As far as I know, it's a tiny little thing.
Because
what does happen here, though, is you do get that mimic sound. There's one of these on here that is that, for me, where it sounds just like me.
Well, and it's
saying,
in like the same...
But it's not me.
Yeah, but it's in the same tone as
right.
you. And this is in the same tone as my voice.
Right.
Like
and you see that happening.
Okay, again. Big. It's like a fridge. But Tyler got in the basement. I just heard something. It sounds like you.
It does.
And the only way I can sit here and say 100% it wasn't is because you wouldn't have known. You weren't here.
And I wouldn't have said, really big.
Right. Let's go ahead and roll another one here, John.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That sounds just like me saying, ow!
Yeah. I remember us talking.
That's funny.
No, I would like to think if someone said, ow, the other human being with them would be like, is everything okay?
Just kept going.
Just kept on.
This raises a question. Can ghosts feel pain?
Well, I don't.
Did he stub his toe?
I remember talking about this whenever. Okay, let's play it again.
So biggest surprise on that investigation thing?
guy standing in the telephone. I saw was my number one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He says, okay, so if this, let's pretend for a second it's you.
That's exactly
and then you
what I was going to say. He just goes right into it.
Ow! And then 3 seconds later, you say, so the biggest surprise is...
Right. I mean, that's completely not connected. And Chris has to not react to me being in incredible pain, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like it hurt so bad. Like I'm imagining someone grabbing their foot and hopping on one leg.
I have made that same. I've said that same thing at 3 o'clock in the morning when I hit the high chair on my way.
I mean, yeah. I got to do it one more time.
That sounds just like you.
And then he just goes right into
You hear those mimic things happen.
And it doesn't make sense either time.
The funniest thing is that ow is so loud. The first time
It sounds like it really hurts.
John pointed at me like I didn't hear it. There it was. It's like, oh Lord!
I know what you're talking about there. Too. Do you know what you're talking about? The biggest surprise of the investigation.
What was the biggest surprise?
He said when the guy was standing right there, the other Dustin, I think.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh, is that what we were talking about?
I think that's what you're talking
Yes.
about.
I think it is.
Yeah.
The biggest surprise is when I look, there's another guy standing there.
The other Dustin on the stairs.
Yeah, and then he made that noise, and we all jumped out of our skin. At least I did.
Well, we were all doing a roll call, of where everybody was. I'm in the living room.
Yeah,
I'm over here.
A strange voice. I'm over here. Who the fuck are you?
I remember that because we were doing our podcast. That was when we did our podcast.
This was at Ashley's house.
Yeah, at Ashley's house. And I remember it was so fucking dark in there. All I could see was the silhouette of John, a window behind him with street lights. And I could see him standing there. And when that other guy chimed in, I could see John bring his mic up to his mouth. And then he stood there for a minute and he just put it down.
I was going to say something. I just said,
There's just a slow silhouette of him trying to think of what to say.
There's nothing to add at that point.
And if we were doing a roll call at Ashley's house and all the ghosts actually did chime in, it'd be like, here.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right. We got a whole bunch more here. Let's just keep going. The one who heard it, it was closer to you.
Nah, dude, she was macking for you. Listen, you can hear a there's a female in there between the two of us.
And
that's why that's in here. Play it again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
What were you talking about?
I have no...
The sex ghost. We were talking about the sex ghost. We're talking about the sex ghost, and she shows up on here.
Mackin' for you.
I've never heard that before.
You ever heard mackin'?
No.
Okay, let's... You're the one who heard it. It was closer to you.
Nah, dude, she was macking for you.
Yeah, I heard it.
Let's go ahead and do another one. I absolutely did. I absolutely did.
No, I always hear it. I always hear that stuff.
Oh, the title is called "That Was Him."
There's a guy in here that says that was him.
Okay.
It's lightning fast.
Let's do it again. I absolutely did. I absolutely did.
No, I always hear it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did.
And that's a clear voice too. That's not one of us.
No, listen again. Here we go.
I absolutely did. I absolutely did.
No, I always hear it.
Is that Tyler? Is that Hunter?
Kind of sounds like me.
Ghost Hunter wasn't podcasting with us at the time.
He wasn't?
No.
That sounds just like him.
He wasn't. No.
God, this has been 3 or 4 years.
Oh, then yeah.
3 or 4 years ago.
That sounds just like Hunter. Sounds just
weird.
like him.
It may sound like him, but we did not have the
Play
Ghost
it
Hunter.
one more time and think about Hunter.
I absolutely did. I absolutely did.
No, I always hear it. I always hear that stuff.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like.
Who I think it sounds like is the what we call the Boots guy, the guy who says I knew him from Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, I can hear that.
It's that same cadence.
I was ready to argue that was me.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't have been there. Okay, let's go on to the next one.
But anyway, that's when you hear the random music.
I wasn't ready. Let's do it again.
But anyway, that's when you hear the random music.
I hear something.
It's
I
that
can't
same
tell.
boots type sound.
Same sound. Yeah, the same sounding voice. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do the next one. Nowhere.
That's what you got.
That's the amount of power you'll have.
But everything that we have, recorder-wise and everything, is battery-powered. Everything is.
Yeah.
True.
So we could do it.
Okay, I might freak out for out in the middle of nowhere in the dark in the woods.
It is spooky.
And we hear what was
did you hear that?
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
Something just said something.
I heard it.
It sounded like it said my name.
It did sound like it.
Something just said something.
That's as specific as I could get.
Let's say my name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
is
play.
one of the we've had a bunch of Tyler ones, and we even had the
That's wild, actually.
we had the
Where's
Bobby? We had that one.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you were the guy that
last-
played it back. You were the guy that sent it out on the text because
Do you remember the Her Mom EVP we played a couple of weeks ago where John reenacted it? Her Mom. And then the louder voice says it again. I listened to that on the podcast like 10 times.
I'm 99% sure it says Tyler.
it does. It says Tyler because there's a whole bunch of things. This episode where it just jumped in with Tyler, and then there was the Tyler and Bobby one where Tyler and Bobby first started coming to the podcast. Tyler, all the way through this whole thing, and then we had a deal where Bobby dropped off and because she was working, and so she wasn't here, and then it came back in and says, "Where's Bobby?" And that's when Tyler slowed it down. He said, "I think that says where's Bobby?" He slowed it down and it shows up on
I've got it about in the spot, I think. Let's do it again.
So we could do it.
Okay, I might freak out for out in the middle of nowhere in the dark in the woods.
It is spooky.
And we hear
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, that's
pretty freaky.
That's a really good one. I forgot about that.
And then I guess there's another one.
it just got on a kick where everything Tyler. It was doing that all sorts of something. How are you ever going to be able to? It's way back there.
Was that here or was that on there?
That was here. I was reenacting what I hear. I just hear mouth noises.
This is an isolated mic.
Okay, let's try it.
I didn't hear Tyler.
It's not Tyler. It's not pronounced like that. It's behind while he's talking.
Let's try it again.
Something. How are you ever going to be able to?
Oh, I
heard it that time.
some-
This may be one of the Bobby ones. Let's find out here. It just said something.
Right there at the beginning.
That's quick. That's pretty quick. Let's do it again. It just said something.
Yeah, there's
like
a whisper at the beginning.
Here we go. It just said something.
Do you hear it?
Mm-hmm. I hear it. I can't tell what it says, but I do hear it. Okay, I'm going to roll on to the next one. And we heard...
And then that's when that thing says, "Where are you going?"
That's when we were
As
leaving.
it was, it laughed.
We heard the vocal voice. Okay, I think it's at the very beginning.
What does it say?
Unknown male. Let's roll it again. And we heard...
And then that's when that thing says, "Where are you going?"
That's when we were
As
leaving.
it was, it laughed.
We heard the vocal voice. The vocal
I don't know
voice.
what I'm looking. I heard like two or.
I heard
a lot of it's behind.
the one I heard
people
was at the very beginning.
That's where like a weird like grunting sound.
That's what I heard too.
Who did that?
That was me.
Okay.
Okay, I got a few of these that are on my phone. We've got the phone hooked up into the mixer here where I can play a few of these. And these are also from, I believe these are from the Pythian investigation.
Wish me luck. I'm going to get a bottle of wine before I go down there, though. Cindy, are you at least going in the basement?
And I believe it was that voice in the back.
This is the Guides Gone Wild.
Oh, is that
episode.
what this is?
Yeah,
Okay.
This is Guides Gone Wild.
Okay, well, let's do it again. You can hear the voice back there.
I may head to the tunnel. Wish me luck. I'm going to get a bottle of wine before I go down there, though.
Yeah, it's the voice back in the back there is the one. And hell, these may all be from that then. You'll have to stop. When I listened through these, I didn't think we'd played them. But if I'm wrong, that's a possibility. We may have played some of these. Let's go ahead and do the next one.
You can see the original bathrooms. Y'all haven't been in this room. Goosebumps. Oh, shit.
You can hear the vocal in the back. It's a whisper. Let's do it again.
You can see the original bathrooms. Y'all haven't been in this room. Goosebumps. Oh, shit.
There's an incantation back there.
Yep. These may be all from that.
Yeah, this is going to be the Guides Gone Wild episode.
Okay. I've got two more. Let's go ahead and roll.
Oh, is she ready? Are you ready to go back already?
What?
Did you hear? Did you hear it?
Yeah, that's really cartoony.
It's very cartoony.
It's very stereotypical ghost.
It's how it works a lot of times.
Yeah, I want to play it again though. I want to let the whole thing go.
Oh, is she ready? Are you ready to go back already?
I don't know what we're doing.
I got a bigger.
Bobby is on that one.
Well,
That's true.
Who's the male?
That was one of us.
Who? Which one?
I have to listen again. Let me play it one more time.
Oh, is she ready? Are you ready to go back already?
I don't know what we're doing.
I got a bigger.
I mean,
We're chilling. Who is that?
That sounds like Andrew.
oh, it may have been. It may have been.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to see what name he was trying to think of all of us. Yeah, it may have been.
I think it is Andrew because he was
But
here.
none of us would have done that. There's one more of these. Let's go ahead and see what it is.
So he was by
A
you.
ring.
Yeah.
Ring.
So he wanted to be by Miss Cindy.
Okay, there was
So
a
he
good
was by
whisper.
you.
That's Guys Gone Wild.
Did it say no, I don't?
I don't know. I'm going to play
Yeah,
it.
I think it said, or no, I didn't, or something.
Let's roll it again.
So he
It was
was by
kind of a
you.
ring.
Yeah.
Ring.
So he wanted to be by Miss Cindy.
Oh, it did. That's clear as fuck.
And that's very creepy because she said he wanted to be by Miss Cindy and he says,
She-
no, I didn't.
Yeah, I got to play that again. That's good.
So he
It was
by
kind of a
you.
ring.
Yeah.
Ring.
So he wanted to be by Miss Cindy.
I mean, that's
No,
nuts.
I didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't is clear as hell. That's a really good one there.
That's very creepy.
That's great.
Is that from our investigation?
That's Guides Gone Wild.
Damn, they got a lot of stuff on that.
There was a very good episode of the Guides Gone Wild. Matter of fact, I would probably go back in and just download that whole folder.
Are you wondering why I have a picture of Manwich on my phone?
I wasn't before, but I am now.
I just saw you looking, and I was like, I'm going to have to explain why I have a goddamn picture
I
of
wasn't looking at
Manwich.
your phone. I was kind of just staring off.
Why do you have a picture of Manwich?
Well, because
Now that you brought it up.
I was telling my daughter Elizabeth the other day whenever she was talking about having a stomach ache. I said whenever I was your age, whenever I would feel nauseous or have a stomach ache, all I would have to do is think of Manwich.
And throw up?
Yes. And I would throw up. Not even because I don't like Manwich. I can't even remember what the fuck it tastes like. But I, for whatever reason, could think of this shit, this Manwich, and I could vomit. So she had no idea what Manwich was. So I had to Google image a picture of fucking Manwich. So now I've still got it on my phone.
Did you throw up on sight?
No, now it doesn't bother me at all. But whenever I was sick, when I was young, if I even thought the fucking word Manwich, I was going to be vomiting here within 10 to 15 seconds.
All I had to do is think of like a spoonful of mayonnaise.
That's a good one too.
Think of one of my friends eating a sandwich, like chewing with his mouth open. That does it for me.
You know what the other one I think of? Remember I told
Eggs
you
in the dentures?
eggs in the dentures.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Oh, that is vile.
Oh,
That's awful.
man,
I've used that one
that
recently.
happened. That's something I witnessed. Yeah, nasty stuff. See that's my new Manwich. Is the eggs.
The eggs and the dentures are your new Manwich?
That's it. And that's going to be the name of this episode, My New Manwich.
You guys ever think about when you say a sentence, if it's the first time that sentence ever been
Oh,
said?
Yeah,
I think about that
all
all
Chris
the
and I
time.
used to
And
actually
sometimes
we
I
used to talk about that.
purposefully will say a sentence
Well, that-
thinking I am the only human being to string these words
ever
together.
in history.
Yeah, ever.
In any language.
Yeah.
My Manwich, or the eggs and the dentures are my new Manwich, has never been said before.
I don't think so.
There's no way.
Except for by me.
There's billions of people on this planet. No one's ever said those words together. Like that.
Eggs and dentures are my new Manwich.
Best paranormal podcast. We're the best ones.
We're the best. Oh shit! This is why we're one of the top paranormal downloaded podcasts. That's all of those.
Sponsored by Manwich.
That's all of those.
If you need to vomit, think of Manwich.
or eggs and dentures.
They're your guys.
That's all of those. So do we want to...
I would pick up next week.
Okay,
with
we
the
can pick up next week. The one thing I did want to say before we move on or do whatever the fuck comes next.
Plug the website.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, the website is mwghosthunters.com. And if you want to contact us, you can email contact@mwghosthunters.com or use the little text bubble that's on the website. That also comes directly to the email. the other thing I was going to bring up before we move on, because did anybody get any April Fools? I hate that shit. But did anybody get April Fooled at all? Tyler?
I work at a school.
Oh, you were sick.
So April Fools for me is just a miserable day of silly little jokes.
Yeah, spider on you.
Yeah.
April Fooled with my mortality.
You're dying. April Fools, it's a tick bite.
Get fucking pranked.
This science department, this is pretty fucking funny, I have to admit. This science department...
Wait, are you talking about the sheep?
There's another sentence. No.
Okay, so one of the April Fool's jokes, they didn't ever say it was April Fool's. So in the age we're living in, people read this article and thought, oh my God.
Yeah, it's the same with the one I'm getting ready to tell you. I'll look at a headline and swear it's the Onion.
So
I'll
CERN,
swear it's the fucking
CERN,
Onion.
CERN, CERN,
Yes.
like the Hadron Collider. They're looking at particles and the interactions of particles. They put out this article that said, scientists find evidence of quantum entanglement in sheep. Because sheep, the herd mentality thing, they'll follow each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes sheep will get stuck in a loop and walk in circles, right? And they wrote up this 6-paragraph article about how the scientists at CERN are now studying this flock of sheep that they have outside. And that was obviously nonsense, but it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. However, this one caught my attention, and I've been trying to find. You can see the date of the article release is April 1st at 6 a.m. They were anxious to get it out on that day. I was trying to find the specific science department to put this out, but I can't find that. I know it's out there somewhere, but the science department put out an article there. I guess it was their physics or one of their individual science undergrad symposium articles were put out that they had proved that their science department had proved the Earth is flat.
That's a good one.
They put this article out, and guess who jumped all over it, fist pumping and jumping up and down? Yeah, it was the flat earthers, and they're sharing this fucking article far and wide.
See, that's dangerous, actually.
Without reading it.
That's a dangerous April Fool's joke.
No, well...
because those people are going to use that now for 25 years.
No,
They're
here's
gonna
the
cite
deal.
that.
Here's the deal. If they had read the article...
Well, but... I mean,
people don't read.
Read an article.
If they had read the fucking article, it clearly states it's an April Fool's prank in the article, but nobody read it. They saw the headline as they got their stupid heads up off their pillows that morning and started sharing this to all their flat Earth, flatheads.
Mm-hmm. Flatheads.
And it went really. I mean, they really shared it everywhere. Even though in the article itself, it clearly states that this is an April Fool's prank. And I wish I could find the school that did it. I can't find that now. Anyway, they all pulled it down pretty quickly once they realized. I guess somebody pointed out that it was an April Fool's prank, and they all yanked it down. But
It's not even the single source at the bottom either.
No, I mean this is an article about the article. This isn't the actual article. One of the things we never talk about or push on the podcast is, and I don't know much about this, but I've heard you guys say it. People when they listen to the podcast, they need to,
if you like it, if you rate it, if you will comment on it, all of that stuff will get us more activity.
Leave a review, even if it's negative.
like, regardless of what platform you listen on.
Right.
Yeah, any kind of interaction
is
helps
good.
the algorithm.
Anything that you do that causes interaction with it is good.
So some platforms, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, smash that like button, subscribe.
So the reason I bring that up is a lot of people will message us about the podcast. They could do that, though, on the podcast platform
Whatever
itself.
platform you're using, yes.
Because we will be flagged. You'll get those. One of us will get those comments. So if you have a comment about the podcast, you can put it on the comments section of the platform.
You can also send it to us too, but it helps us if you will interact with the platform.
I just know I've been listening to a lot of other podcasts, not even paranormal ones, just general podcasts lately, and they all push this really hard.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, man, we probably should jump on that bandwagon.
The reason why is because the more activity you have, the higher it's if you were to search paranormal podcast, it will push us higher on there because there's interaction.
Okay. So if you've got, so anything you can do like that on the podcast will help. I mean, right now we're like in the top, and we're not going to necessarily saying this to toot our own horns, but we're in the top, like, what percent? Top.
Yeah, out of all the podcasts in the world, we would be in the top 25% of all.
But we would like to notch that up even more out of the, just the top.
Yeah, so
we're in
if
the
you
top
would,
25%
if you would,
of all.
please share it, like it, comment on it, please interact with it. That really helps us a bunch.
I mean, like that thing I sent you yesterday. Sarah, the podcast listener, I don't remember where she is. She moved or something.
About the Bigfoot.
About the Bigfoot. What was that? Was that a bottle opener?
There's a beer. Yeah.
I think she's got Dustin confused with Tyler too on that because she's talking about the fact that he doesn't like Bigfoot.
I've made my anti-Bigfoot views pretty clear.
but not as passionate. If I were to come back in and say who's the anti-Bigfoot guy, I'm going to put that on Ty, not on you.
I don't run out of the room when Bigfoot's mentioned,
right?
But I don't like Bigfoot.
But of all of our podcast listeners, I doubt she would be the one who would confuse anybody because she's listened to every episode. But anyway, you can do that kind of stuff. You feel free to send us whatever you want, but also do that on the platform that you're listening to. That would help a lot. If you got anything else you want to send us or talk about, if you got ideas for the podcast, or if you want to be on the podcast to talk about your own paranormal stuff, just email us, contact@mwghosthunters.com.
And more Dark Matter next week from Pythian Castle in Springfield, Missouri with Midwest Ghost Hunters.